Forecasting the 2019 college football season. Not me, you. Let's keep it going. Week 2, September 6th and 7th, predicting the game. So if you have yet to check out the other videos, what we have presented to you is that you are going to predict the 2019 college football season. The way we're going to do it is to present each and every game in the Power 5 and all the major factors in the group of 5. So the games that will impact a possible college football playoff appearance out of the group of 5, but every Power 5 game, because we're going to build the standings week by week by week. So watch the introductory video. It's not too complicated. Basically, I take the votes from you, tally them up. You're going to decide who's going to win every game in the Power 5 plus the key group of 5 games. And we're going to keep the standings week by week by week by week. And at the end of the season, based on your votes, these are the standings for college football in 2019. These are the championship games in the conferences. Then we'll take votes on the conference championship games and the college football playoff selections. So check out the first video. Check out the second video where we went through weeks 0 and week 1. And, of course, you can leave your votes on those games. So even though we're moving out of week 2, you can go back to week 0 and week 1. If you're watching this 10 weeks from now, you can go back to any of the videos and leave your votes, because we're not going to add up your votes on these games, your predictions, until the end of the season, which is going to be in just a couple weeks, because we need to get this done in the next few weeks. So we've moved on to week 2. Here at MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football. Oh, yeah, this is MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football. So if you're watching me for the first time, or maybe you've stumbled across a video or two, yeah, let me identify myself. This is the voice of college football. This is what we do each and every day. We break down the game we love with the best discussion, debate, and analysis you will find anywhere. So before we dive into week 2, I will let you know of 2 amazing offers for you. One would be that we need to get your help in supporting the channel. You can do so by grabbing the Amazon link in the description section below. So if you do any shopping at Amazon, keep in mind, when you think Amazon, I'm going to do some shopping at Amazon, Mark Rogers TV. Amazon, Mark Rogers TV. Then you grab the link in the description section below. Or if somebody else in the house does the shopping, you get the link to them. Give them the link. And you don't spend an extra penny. You don't have to buy any particular product. Just do your Amazon shopping right there using the link that we provide down below. Also, join our Voice of College Football community. Why would you not join our Voice of College Football community? Each and every week, we provide 2 exclusive live streams in which one of those, I respond to viewer comments directly. And in the other one, I bring you right on. We've already had 2 fans on talk college football with me directly. And I would love to get to the point where we have a round table of 3 or 4 of us talking college football. So grab the link in the description section below that says Voice of College Football Community and sign up right there. All right, let's get to week 2. Make your predictions. Here we go. Here's the schedule. On Friday night, we've got just a few games. We've got William and Mary at Virginia. We've got Boise State hosting Marshall. We also have Sacramento State taking on Herm Edwards and Company at Arizona State. All right, pretty light on Friday night. On Saturday, Oregon State at Hawaii. We also have, we're going to make a few assumptions on some games involving some of the better teams in the group of 5 that should take care of business against the FCS and really low-ranked group of 5 competition. So the Ohio Bobcats go to Pitt, and that's been a thorn in their side in recent years for Pitt football, taking on the likes of some of the teams in that region from the MAC and elsewhere, like Youngstown State. It's Ohio at Pitt. In week 2, we also have, oh boy, Virginia Tech. You've got to deal with Old Dominion. Last year on the road, losing by 2 touchdowns in one of the great point spread college football upsets of all time. ODU at Virginia Tech in week 2. Also, we've got Rutgers taking on Iowa on the road at Kinnick Stadium. We've got an interesting Big Ten ACC matchup with Syracuse coming off a 10-3 campaign at Maryland. We need your prediction on Army and Michigan, and want to keep in mind that if you don't want to predict every game, just predict whatever games you would like. If you want to predict every game, be my guest. Army at Michigan, a lot of people tabbing this as a possible upset. We've got Cincinnati at Ohio State. Talk about upset alert right there for the Buckeyes against a group of 5 opponent that finished in the top 25 last year under Luke Fickell. West Virginia at Missouri. I really love that matchup between the Big 12 and the SEC. We've got Charleston Southern taking on South Carolina on the road. We got Vanderbilt at Purdue. Last year, of course, Missouri beat Purdue on the last play of the game in West Lafayette. The season before, Purdue beat Missouri handily in Columbia. And this season, the Boilermakers take on another SEC foe, Vanderbilt at Purdue. Interesting matchup there. Bowling Green at Kansas State. We've got Western Carolina at NC State. Northern Illinois at Utah. Well, last year the Utes went out to NIU and pulled out a pretty ugly win in the second half against NIU. This time the Huskies take the return trip to take on Utah. We've got South Florida at Georgia Tech. We also have... Need your prediction on Nebraska, Colorado. This time in Boulder. Last season, the Buffs came into Lincoln and came back in the fourth quarter to win in Lincoln in Game 1. This season, Nebraska at Colorado. Actually, that was Week 2 last year. It's Week 2 this year as well. Nebraska at Colorado. Central Michigan at Wisconsin. Illinois at UConn. We also have Indiana hosting Eastern Illinois. We've got Southern Miss at Mississippi State. Nice little test for the Bulldogs at home, taking on Southern Miss, a quality team out of the group of 5. All right. This one of the big marquee matchups in non-conference play that we've been anticipating. Texas A&M obviously took Clemson to the brink at home at Kyle Field. This time around, it's Texas A&M at Clemson. All right. We also have Texas San Antonio at Baylor. New Mexico State at Alabama, Murray State at Georgia, San Diego State at UCLA. San Diego State with recent wins against Stanford and Arizona State in the Pac-12 take on UCLA at the Rose Bowl. All right, Northern Colorado at Washington State. We've got Florida State coming off the Boise State game this week in Week 2. They're taking on Louisiana Monroe in Tallahassee. North Carolina A&T at Duke. UCF at Florida Atlantic. We have Louisville hosting Eastern Kentucky coming off their game on a Monday against Notre Dame. So Louisville's got to turn it around quickly, just 5 days at home against Eastern Kentucky. BYU at Tennessee. Coastal Carolina taking on Les Miles and Company at Kansas. South Dakota at Oklahoma. We also have Tulane at Auburn. McNeese State at Oklahoma State. UT Martin at Florida. And keep in mind that a lot of these games, yes, they're give-me's, FCS opponents against some of the top 10 teams in the country, but we just have to uniformly go through all the games in the Power 5. Eastern Michigan at Kentucky, LSU at Texas. I believe somebody prominent, yes, selected this as the most intriguing, most important, most glamorous, most interesting non-conference game of the season. Texas hosting LSU. Arkansas at Ole Miss, game in the SEC, of course. Western Michigan at Michigan State. We've got Buffalo at Penn State. We have Nevada taking on Oregon in Eugene. All right, also Wake Forest at Rice. Miami opening up ACC play at North Carolina. UTEP at Texas Tech. Minnesota at Fresno State, a game that the Gophers won at home against Fresno State. Then, of course, the Bulldogs won the Mountain West Conference. Minnesota at Fresno State. Cal at Washington, key Pac-12 North Division game very early in the season as Cal goes to Washington to take on the Huskies. Stanford at USC, talk about a key game in the Pac-12. There it is, Stanford at USC. And then finally in Week 2 on September 7th, we've got Northern Arizona at Arizona. That's the schedule for Week 2. Predict all the games, predict one game, predict however many games you would like. We're going to tally up the votes when we get to the end of the schedule. And look at those conference standings because it could be quite interesting based on your predictions right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. And again, if you love what we do here, don't necessarily agree with me every day, but you love what we do, Like the videos, comment, share, and subscribe. Grab the Amazon link in the description section below, and also join our college football community, the voice of college football community, by grabbing the link below where I bring you on to talk college football directly with me. We'll be back with Week 3 very soon right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football.